And the Monday after the Jaguars lost to the Bengals in Week 2, 31-27, the final. Plenty to dissect. Some good, some not so good. We'll get to it all. Missed opportunities late. The Jaguars had it in their hands. They had a chance to win it. They had it in their hands multiple times and dropped it. Literally multiple times. We'll dig into that. We'll keep it real on the relationship between the head coach and the quarterback. It's been a viral sensation today after the CBS cameras picked up some things on the field. Fanatics fan questions in the second hour, and we'll go around the National Football League. We welcome in former Jaguars defensive lineman Austin Lane in studio with us today. What's up?
How we doing, man? I mean, let's keep it real right now. Can we get like an emotional support animal for this show today? Because I feel like we all need like a dog or something to kind of just sit here and pet and try to get through this episode.
Maybe we should go back to the grounding.
The grounding,
week, right? Namaste.
I need more than I think JJ McCarthy needs more than grounding, man, because that was a rough showing.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Pete Prisco with us in South Florida.
I am here. I'm
Pete,
here.
Hey, what's up, Pete? Good afternoon.
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good, hanging in, you know. I woke up this morning, Pete, and the sky was still in the sky. It didn't fall. Imagine that.
You mean Brian Thomas didn't drop it?
Well, that, seemed to be a trend yesterday.
Look, Jacksonville Jaguars should have won that football game. Period. End of story. They had no business losing that game. None. Particularly once they knocked Joe Burrow out of the game. And when you look at what happened, and we're going to go through all of it, but in the end, they had no business losing that game. They were the better team.
Yeah. They didn't, though, Austin.
They did lose, and I get it. We can sit up here and say, because I've seen this all over social media, I think Liam Cohen really answered the questions after the game at the press conference where there were some bad calls. Right? There was the Travis Hunter call. Sure. There was the Trayvon Walker call where it could have been a fumble. And then there was the call on Devin Lloyd, great interception, where was he down or not? Okay, so 3 calls right there that could have made the difference in the game. But the point is, we can sit up here and break those apart if you want to. But that's not why they lost. Right. And I think Liam Cohen's got to get this as well, where it's like you can sit there and say, all right, Travis Hunter, that was a good play on Travis Hunter. We want to see the Bengals try to win the game and not get granted that penalty. Sure. But how about the penalties on your part?
Yeah.
How about the self-inflicted penalty?
The 6 illegal shifts that were all declined. What in the world was that?
Yeah.
Well, they had an illegal illegal motion on the interception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, There's a lot to clean up, but there was a lot to like coming out of that game, too. And a lot not to like. So we're going to dive right in. I mean, there are so many things. And look, the topic of conversation, you talked about the quarterback and the coach relationship being the topic. No, that's not the topic. The topic is how a number 1 wide receiver has become a shell of himself. And we heard rumblings of that, and you guys saw it all summer long. What's wrong with Brian Thomas? Why won't he win the 50-50 balls? Why doesn't he practice well? Why has he had issues in practice all summer long?
Remember last week on Keeping It Real, we said was the 7-target, 1-catch performance last week, was it a blip on the radar or a sign of things to come? And we all kind of said, okay, blip on the radar, let's see how it goes. Now it goes to 12 targets, 4 catches, and a couple where he bailed out and didn't go catch the hospital ball. That's tough.
Yeah, but, okay, let's talk about the hospital ball, okay? And I'm going to reference Jimmy Smith, who questioned his toughness on Twitter. I don't know if you guys are X. Did you see that? And Jimmy Smith was a big-time – I mean, Jimmy Smith is arguably a Hall of Famer. I mean, he's close to it. If his career doesn't get derailed, he probably gets in as a Hall of Famer. But he questioned his toughness. And if I'm a wide receiver in this league and a guy of Jimmy Smith's stature is questioning my toughness, there's an issue there. And now I imagine his teammates are going to start questioning his toughness. You said hospital ball, JP.
Yes.
Was it really a hospital ball, or did he just stop?
The first one where he tipped it for the interception, and he wasn't running full speed, right? I mean, it was like kind of a short little cross and, a couple yards away from a guy.
Now, there's 2 ways to look at that. Was he sitting down because he saw those 2 guys in front of him? Or did he see them? And when the ball comes, he starts, oh no, and he pulls back.
I mean,
It might be a combination of the two.
Yeah, Cohen said today that, okay, maybe he probably led him a little too far as the quarterback. There's some of that in there.
Well, Liam also said that they ran that play against Miami in practice. And I don't remember it being run that way in practice that day, but my memory isn't as good as his. But I remember there was a play similar to that where it looked like he started into the middle of the field and then ran up the field. And they hit it for a big play. Do you remember that, JP?
I do remember that one, yeah, where he ran for about 40 or 50.
And
yeah.
Do you remember
this is in
the
Miami?
one where he went? Yeah, again,
Okay.
Miami in the workout down there, Austin. Now, I don't remember one where he went in the middle and caught a pass like that, but my memory could be
that's a while
off.
ago. It's a while
But
ago.
guys, let's keep in mind here, even though it was maybe a glorified scrimmage, in that setting, in that practice, very rarely are you going to have an opposing player on another team try to take you out with a cheap, I don't say a cheap shot, but with lowering a shoulder, trying to deliver punishment, right? Like I heard the whole time during that Miami Dolphins practice how much BTJ was shining, how much he was eating, right? Well, that practice was kind of catered towards him because you have safeties that are going to come down and not deliver the hit on you. You're going to have safeties that are probably going to wrap up as opposed to maybe trying to lay you out. When we talk about a game setting, against the Bengals, you saw a guy who was afraid to run across the field and take a hit. And I sent you guys this morning, the text message.
Mm-hmm.
This stemmed from, I believe, the Pittsburgh Steelers game. When he ran across the field.
In the preseason.
And in the preseason.
Yeah.
He runs across
got
the
blasted.
field.
Yeah.
He gets hit. Everyone, the announcers acknowledge it and everything. He pops right back up. He runs back to the huddle and everything. We think it's all fine. But I think that moment there showed that it wasn't fine because the very next week they run the exact same play against the Saints, and uncharacteristically, Brian Thomas Jr., instead of just catching the ball, he almost like baseball slides when he didn't have to because he's afraid to get hit across the middle. And that's what I think is happening right now with Brian Thomas Jr.
No, Austin, it's funny because he did that on Sunday too.
Yeah, he
He
slid
had
down.
a chance to catch a slant and run up the middle of the field. He had room there. It could have been a 25-yard play, and he slid down, and the Bengals players looked around like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
So he had that play. He had the one-arm play in the back of the end zone. I don't know what the hell he was doing there. He was afraid to get blasted on that play. And then the alligator arm in the middle of the field. That's 3 plays right there. And he ran a shallow on that one cross near the goal line. He should have been a little deeper on that play. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And so there's a bunch of them bad plays for him. And we talk about the Steelers game that hit maybe impacted him, but that was going on all summer. And you weren't getting hit in camp, but he had you heard rumblings when I was there, and I was there early in camp. You heard rumblings that he wasn't practicing well. He wasn't winning 50-50 balls. He was having drops.
Yeah, the ball was on the ground a lot, Pete, to your point. It
So
was.
something clearly and okay, I'll go back to May. Do you remember in May he hurt his shoulder? Remember?
Sure.
In the mini camp when I got screamed at for tweeting it out. Remember that? I mean, yeah. And
You're an
and so-
habitual line stepper. That's what you do, Pete. You step over the line.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, the fans are behind me in the crowd tweeting it out. Why can't the reporters on the field? Okay, that's a whole nother issue. But I think something happened with that day. Remember, because his shoulder got dinged up a little bit. He went off. He hadn't been the same guy since.
But Pete, we sat here and said in the preseason, just wait till the regular season, right? Like I
Right.
wasn't worried about it. You weren't worried about it. I don't think JP was worried about
we
it.
said
at all,
when the
right?
lights come on, he's
Yeah.
going to step up.
And we saw that his rookie year as well. Kind of quiet in training camp. Maybe didn't make all these splash plays and everything. But when the lights came on, we knew what we were getting. The difference now, though, is that the lights are on when they're the brightest, when the game's on the line, and he's not producing. So if you want to go back and say, okay, it was that time in training camp with his shoulder is the cause, I'm going to say it was against Pittsburgh, running across, the middle and getting it. Whatever the case may be, he's not being himself right now. And he's uncharacteristically not being himself. And I feel like there's a disconnect there between him, between Trevor Lawrence, and between Liam Cohen. Because if you go back and you watch that press conference after that Steelers hit, Liam Cohen addresses it. And he said, that was a bad play call on my part. Trevor Lawrence shouldn't have threw him the ball, and Brian Thomas Jr. has to catch the ball. So you have 3 guys to blame on that one play, and I think that's festered now into that Cincinnati Bengals game they watched yesterday of not being able to catch the ball.
Here's the other thing. The body language is horrendous. And I'm going to go back because I watched the tape today. and you can get extra footage off that tape.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the ball down the sideline when he's one-on-one, it's a go ball, and Trevor threw a terrible ball. He airmailed it by about 10 yards. It was a terrible throw. The body language from Brian Thomas when he walked back to the huddle, I mean, not to the huddle because he went to the sidelines, was awful. And you could look, and as the camera panned back on the end zone shot, you could see Trevor look over there and kind of like his body language went, give me a break, dude, because he had already dropped a couple of passes. And I think there's a real problem between the two of them. And I don't know why. And, we talk about the contact. That's a whole nother issue. But he just doesn't seem like he's into it all summer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And why, I don't know. You know me, I was the biggest Brian Thomas guy. I said he was going to the next level. He was going to be in the Chase Jefferson conversation. Well, you watch the other guy on the other side of the field. Yeah. He ain't in that conversation. I can promise you that.
Yeah. No way. Yeah. Right now.
I think this is a situation right now that you have where he doesn't trust Trevor Lawrence. And I think you see that in the game. I think you see it in the body language. Now, let's be honest. Like, you want to talk about Jamar Chase being an elite wide receiver. He also has a personality to match, right? Like, say what you want about Brian Thomas Jr., but he doesn't wear his emotions on his sleeve like a lot of like the diva, quote unquote, wide receivers do. So sometimes it may be kind of hard to tell what exactly he's thinking, right? But I agree with Pete because I watched some of that film. Something's up. Something's up in terms of the body language, the demeanor, and it's got to get fixed.
Here's the question, though. How do you fix it? How do you fix it as an organization, as a team?
Was going to go talk to him today.
Right.
You sit him down and say, what the heck is going on with you?
So
you're an elite player, dude. You are an elite player. If you're scared or frightened to go across the middle, you're never playing in the NFL. You're done. You might as well pack your bags and go home. I mean, seriously, if he won't go over the middle, and the hospital ball thing, look, there were a couple high throws. I get it. But you got to go make that catch. You got to get the football is yours. Go get it. And so if he can't go over the middle and he's afraid to go over the middle, he's not playing in the NFL. It's done. It's over. You agree with me, Austin. If he's not going to go in the middle of the field, he's done.
See, I don't think I think this is a mental block, though, Pete, right? And being an athlete myself, I've experienced that, not in football, but in fighting, where I got knocked out by a right hand, right? And the next fight I was taking was against a guy who specialized in the right hand. So I was afraid to even get in there and start sparring because, man, I don't get knocked out in front of, everybody again on national television, get embarrassed and things like that. We had to go back to the basics, man. We had to go back to, all right, throw it at me like half speed so I can see it like 100 times so I know how to react off it, just so I can see it. And that's maybe what it's going to take here. Like, I get, especially with social media and everything and former players, you want to sit there and say, soft. He's soft. Right? He's afraid to go, that's not football. But what does that do? Like, is that going to be any kind of benefit to calling somebody, yeah, you're soft, man. You don't have it anymore. No, like, I want to get the best out of Brian Thomas Jr. This is a first-round pick. This is a guy who showed you that he can be a top 10 wide receiver. So how about if you got to take him by the hand, but you need to reiterate like positive reinforcement saying, okay, man, here's what's going on. You're afraid to go across the middle. So let's drill it 1,000,000 times in practice.
Yeah, but Austin, when you went back in the ring, you weren't afraid of getting knocked out. You were afraid of the right hand.
Sure. Yeah,
right?
and you know what, Pete?
If you were afraid of getting knocked out, you wouldn't have gone back in the ring.
No, of course, but I had to build myself up to that. And guess what?
Okay,
I ended up winning that fight because of the practice.
But there's some fear of the hit with him right now.
Sure.
Not, he's not fearful. You went into the ring, you were fearful of something. You weren't like if somebody hit you with a left, you knew if you hit him with the left, you still might have gotten knocked out. Mm-hmm. You weren't fearful of that. You were fearful of the way you were going to get knocked out.
Yeah.
I think he's just fearful of the contact, which is the worst case scenario. But I think there's more to it. I don't think he's been the same kid all summer. And he's never been outgoing. Like you said, he's never had that.
He's quiet.
Jefferson's outgoing. Chase is outgoing. That's not who Brian Thomas is. It's hard to get him to say anything. And I'm not around them late. I hear that's the case.
It's definitely.
And when you ask for interviews from him, he never wants to do them, from what I understand. He's a nice kid,
Yeah.
but something's going on with him that they have to figure out. And you say he doesn't trust Trevor. I don't think Trevor trusts him.
Might be a two-way street.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. Let's come back in a moment. We'll get plenty more on this. This is quite a topic and a big piece of yesterday's game. There are a lot of other pieces to get to as well, including on the defensive side of the football. We're on 1010XL, Jaguars.com, Jaguars YouTube on this Monday afternoon. If you want customized Jags furniture for your home, check out zipchair.com and browse all customizable options. ZipChair, furniture for fans. We are off and running. It is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
Jacksonville builders score big with DL Cabinetry. As the official cabinet supplier of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they offer top-quality kitchen and bathroom cabinetry for any project. Enjoy fast turnaround, complimentary design, and great prices. Visit dlcabinetry.com today to learn more and to become a dealer. Limited spots available. DL Cabinetry, the winning choice for builders.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yingling Traditional Lager, a beer that, like true legends, stands the test of time. Brewed by the same family for nearly 200 years, it's a crisp amber lager with a bold, smooth flavor that's perfect for game day. Whether you're cheering from the stands or watching from your favorite bar, Yingling is the taste of tradition. Yingling, legends stand the test of time.
When it's your money, your business, or your home, you deserve a partner who sees and hears you. A partner who is by your side every step of the way. That's Ameris Bank. It's a commitment we're proud to make, and one we back up by providing financial solutions to empower you. Because at the end of the day, we are dedicated advocates for you. Visit your local branch or learn more at amerisbank.com. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, dang it. It is early, though. It's early. So we're not going to splinter. There's going to be a lot to learn from it. No excuse at all. I mean, you got to go win that freaking game, but...
In the locker room in Cincinnati yesterday after the game. Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans on 1010XL AM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars YouTube, JP Shadrick, Pete Prisco, and Austin Lane rehashing this one. We'll get back to the offense here in a little bit. But the defense faced Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Well, you knew Chase was going to get some of his. I didn't think it would be that many in the game, Austin, but he got what he was going to get. And they were holding everybody else pretty quiet until the Higgins touchdown. And, of course, you know, Jake Browning comes in the game, and he'll go in the Ring of Honor in Cincinnati with the 2 Jaguar games that he's played. So you got that going for you, Austin.
Yeah. Listen, and I think Liam Cohen alluded to this as well. You knew that Jamar Chase was going to get his receptions, and that was okay. My biggest thing was that you have to prevent the explosive plays. Because if you listen to any type of radio from Cincinnati, from Zach Taylor that week, the goal was to get explosive plays. And they got it in spades. And I think a lot of it has to do in terms of knowing when to blitz, knowing when to send the house, and just knowing when to either rush for or just blitz a linebacker. And I think they got caught a couple times sending way too many guys, whether it was against Browning or whether it was against Joe Burrow.
Yeah, and Austin, they sent guys and dropped guys, and a couple times. You remember on the one play to Chase, you see he was in the coverage over there was Josh Hines Allen.
I was like, what? This
And then
is not
on the
ideal.
other one, there was another throw to the right side where Trayvon Walker was in coverage, and I'm not sure how that worked out because it looked like Travis Hunter was lined up wide on the guy, remember? It looked like he thought it was man-to-man and kind of covered him in the back. Chase Brown, it was on that third down play. Brown kind of snuck out of the backfield. Remember, swung out of the backfield, and he hit Chase Brown for the first down. So I'm not sure if Travis Hunter is supposed to stay with that guy in man-to-man coverage or he's supposed to take the flat. But either way, look, I think Campanelli's a good defensive coordinator. I really do. I think he gets creative. I like what he does. I don't like teams that just sit back and play straight defense. But I'm not a big fan of having your best pass rushers in coverage too much. That's just me.
Yeah.
I never have been. And JP, I've said that many a times on this show. Once in a while, okay.
Yeah, a mix up here, there, but yeah.
Yeah, but you got caught with it. And they got caught in it a couple times. And so I think that was a problem. But they did it for, they doubled Chase a lot, and it still didn't stop him. And when they did get caught in man-to-man situations, he took advantage of it. I thought Jerry Jones had some rough goes of it there.
Tyson Campbell, too.
Tyson Campbell as well. When Darnell Savage came in for a couple plays, you might as well just let him complete them right in front of him. Two, right? There was the one in the middle of the field. If I'm not mistaken, that was Gesicki in the middle of the field. That was Savage. He was on the field. When they drop Wingard down as the extra, like they play him as like the buck linebacker, they bring Savage out and play him and Murray deep. You remember?
Yeah. Yep.
And then he hit Gesicki in the middle of the field for that big play down to the 10. And there was another one on the sideline where Savage, I know what it was. On the long bubble screen that Chase took in for a big play, the quick throw on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Savage took a terrible angle. He's got to keep that at like a 5-yard play, and it was awful. So I'm not so sure it's a smart thing to get him on the field, by the way.
I'm going to say this much of what I observed. Anytime there's a backup quarterback in the game, there's got to be blood in the water, right? Like, it's simple as that. Like, Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow, by the way, was kind of seeing ghosts out there. Like, he was kind of tucking and rolling before they even got to him, right? So it showed that the defensive line was getting home. And it was refreshing to see them get home with sometimes only 4 guys. When you look at Browning coming in and you look at where he misstepped and he threw some bad balls, right? Like a backup quarterback does.
Sure.
Out of those 3 interceptions, when they sent 4, it was an interception every single time. Like, out of the 3 interceptions, it was only a result to a 4-man rush, whether it was a game or whatever in the middle, but it was only a 4-man rush. So to me, that tells me everything, where why not just have the guys stay back a little bit? Obviously, Browning wasn't seeing the field. The only time he really did see the field was when you were blitzing and sending more guys and you had a wide-open Jamar Chase or a wide-open T. Higgins.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think in that scenario, you probably shouldn't have come as much as you did. And I think they backed off a little bit after a while. But you're right. Like Walker got on a stunt. He got in the face of Browning, and that's one of the interceptions came on that. So, yeah, I'm with you. I didn't think the plan was as good as it could have been once the backup quarterback in. They played great when Burrow was in there. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
He was spinning around looking for a lot of stuff that wasn't even there at times. And if you go across the board, I thought Walker had a really good game. I thought Walker was outstanding. Hines Allen was good, not great, rushing the pass. He had some pressures. I think he had 5 or 6 pressures. The interior guys, they're the interior guys. That's going to be a season-long problem.
Well, they had Mason Smith active this week to try to get a
And
little
you know what?
more.
When he was in there, he was better than he was the last time we saw him in Miami. I can tell you that. And I think he needs to be active going forward. Maybe that sitting him down will be good for him. Lloyd played pretty good football, had a great interception.
The interception was athletic. That's been his Achilles heel, has been the coverage and being in the right place and things flashing in front of his face, and he doesn't know where to go. This was a perfect play.
I mean, the Bengals didn't run the ball, It wasn't like, what they end up with running
48 yards.
Yeah.
Rushing.
I mean, so it wasn't an awful defensive performance. And in fact, if you would give them when the pass went backwards, am I wrong? Did that pass not go backwards?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they ruled that it was a pass and then it got deflected or something. That was strange to me because it just went backwards the whole time, I thought.
Yeah. Well, they said his arm was going forward and the ball was hit. And then, but he threw it backwards. And then Devin Lloyd wasn't down.
No, it ended up not being down. Looking at
that should have been a touchdown, but they blew the whistle.
That's the old AFC Championship game.
It's Miles Jack was down all over again. I mean, look, this is a great interception, by the way. I almost couldn't believe he did that.
And then he almost got a stiff
he struggled
arm
against the pass. Look, he's not. Did his knee go down though? Can you
close.
tell?
It's close.
He doesn't come down when his butt's on the guy, so he's not down that way. But did his knee come down?
See, I don't know.
You can't. None of these shots show it. I watched it on tape. You can't tell.
But here's the point of it, guys. Whether his knee was down or not, don't blow the whistle there. Let it play out. Run to the end zone, and then do your due diligence. Go back to the booth and tell us whether it's a touchdown or not.
I could see maybe the side of his leg might have been the ankle area,
the shin,
maybe something like that. But that might be about as close as it came.
But they didn't get anything out of that.
Yeah. The problem is, okay, hey, you're inside the 15-yard line. Go score.
Yeah.
You can go score. That's allowed.
Well, you know what happened? The first play, remember they ran wide to ETN?
Yeah, right.
And that play is there. Probably might have been a touchdown if the right tackle makes his block. The right tackle's in la land. I don't know what. See him? Watch him. Well, because the guy slices through.
Yeah.
He's running by himself.
Yeah. He's watching him.
Because Strange but bypasses him here, too, because he thinks he had him. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this is the play where Cohen went crazy.
Right.
And then you ran and then you ran it right up the middle.
Yep, with Allen.
Which, if you're running it up the middle, aren't you saying I'm going to kick?
I mean, you want to burn some clock, right? At that rate.
4 minutes to go in the game. You're not burning clock.
I don't know. I mean, what else? You want to leave him 5 minutes? 4 minutes?
But then, so if we're going to, but also, I'll be honest with you. In that scenario, I probably would have taken the field goal. I could see it both ways.
Oh, he was adamant about that, though, Pete. Like, he was adamant that was the 100%, no doubt about it. All analytics.
It's not always. It's not. I mean, there's analytics that say, okay, but did the analytics say that Jake Browning's in the game and he's going to get the ball? You know what I mean? I don't necessarily agree with that. I think there's different scenarios play out. You can have some feel to it. I can see it both ways. I really can.
I mean, would you rather have it? I mean, his argument, I think, was, okay, let's have the backup quarterback from his own 8-yard line down 3.
The other part of that, JP, is I can spin it this way. Would you rather have the backup quarterback knowing he needs to go get a touchdown rather than a field goal to tie it?
But they had also been gashing him in the kick return game all day.
So then just kick to the end zone if you have to, if you can, which I feel like Cam Little
can. At the 40-yard line.
Well, they're at the 40-yard line regardless. Right. I mean, P. Ryan was running pretty great on this kickoff returns.
So that's why, all right.
Well, work on your kickoffs to land in the landing area.
See, here's
skip into the end zone.
Here's why I agree with Pete. Sorry, JP.
No, you're good.
But because, yes, the analytics don't say everything of the game. And momentum is a big part there, right? So you throw it to Brian Thomas Jr., he drops it, you don't convert. Now Cincinnati, even though they're kind of backed up a little bit, they have a new sense of life, right? Where as opposed, you can kick that field goal, you go up by 6. Jake Browning just threw an interception to you, right? So right now confidence for him isn't that high. It's almost like you gave him an injection of life because you couldn't convert that 4th down, as opposed to going for the field goal, kicking it, and say, all right, Jake Browning, you got whatever, 60 yards to try to come beat us. Good luck to you.
And the mindset changes if you know you're defending a touchdown rather than a field goal to go to overtime. It changes for the offense, knowing if they go get a field goal, they're going to overtime, but they need it rather than need a touchdown. That doesn't play into the analytics at all.
The other part of it, too, is just execute the 4th down play. We're not talking about this either, by the way.
Which was a great play.
And by the way, we do got to talk about the play with De'Ami Brown and Trevor and Liam Cole.
Yeah, let's get to that. We're gonna get that. We're gonna keep that real, actually.
We are going to keep that
That's
real.
going to keep that real.
Well,
That's
De'Ami Brown,
up.
by the way, dropped a touchdown pass.
And yes, he did. We'll get into that coming up as well. And a little more on the offensive side. The running backs were used in the passing game, Pete. Couple touchdown receptions.
They didn't run them, though.
No, they scored.
They didn't run much, though.
No, they didn't. We'll get into that.
Like the 3rd and 2 play. Should they have run the ball on 3rd and 2?
We'll dig into that a little deeper when we return. Yeah. If you're Duval enough to become the Jaguars 2025 Fan of the Year and earn a trip to Super Bowl 60, well, visit NFL.com/fan of the year and nominate yourself or another fan today. We're on 1010XL AM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars YouTube. The day after a loss in Cincinnati, it is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dream Finders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dream Finders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dream Finders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamFindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
Hey Jags fans, stop dreaming of creating your game day fan cave and build the Jaguars den of your dreams with ZipChair. When it comes to maximum comfort, ZipChair.com is the only place for officially licensed Jaguars recliners, sofas, bar stools, office and gaming chairs, all featuring high quality embroidered Jags logos. Crack open a few cold ones in the comfort of a ZipChair and make your home the place to be on game day. Head over to ZipChair.com and save 20% today. Use code JagsRadio at checkout. ZipChair.com, furniture for fans.
Game day means it's time to get loud, get proud, and get real. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Deep Eddy Vodka brings real flavor made with real ingredients to every tailgate, watch party, and post-game toast. Handcrafted in small batches in Austin, Texas, Deep Eddy Vodka is distilled 10 times and is made with purified Texas water, real fruit juice, and pure cane sugar. Wherever you're cheering on the Jaguars, make every moment a real one with Deep Eddy Vodka, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Please stay drink responsibly. Deep Eddy Vodka is a product of Deep Eddy Distilling Company, Austin, Texas. 35 to 40% alcohol by volume, distilled from corn.
Jaguars fans, it's time to show up and show out. Get game day ready with fresh gear from Fanatics. Rock your teal and black with the new Sideline collection, head-turning headwear, and exclusive drops you won't find anywhere else. Visit any of our 11 convenient locations throughout the stadium and rep your Jags in style. The Jaguars Pro Shop, a Fanatics experience.
Hey Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
Are you ready to love how you feel, look, and live in every season? At Elace, we offer more than just luxury med spa treatments. We provide a serene, judgment-free space where you can reconnect with the best version of you. Whether you want to refresh your natural look with Botox or Dysport, pamper yourself with a relaxing hydrofacial, or rejuvenate your complexion with laser resurfacing, our expert team in Jacksonville is here to tailor treatments to your needs. Visit Elace.com today and start your journey to loving yourself.
I know he's kind of got he's got a couple things going on. Wrist, had a wrist injury going into the game, and did that have a play a part in some of this stuff? I've got to go talk to him, but I think he's aware of it and needs to have a better week this week. I think he understands what's at stake. He understands what's going on, and we got to go get to the root of it.
Liam Cohen today on a Zoom call with the Jaguars Media Beat, and welcome back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans. JP Shadrick, Austin Lane from the Hyundai Studios, Pete Prisco down in South Florida, 1010XL, AM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars YouTube. We get back to the offensive track here. Wrist issue for the wide receiver, he said.
What? Why even put that out there?
I don't know. It wasn't on the injury report either. So
Okay, so you've opened yourself up to questions about that.
yeah.
You've given him an excuse. I don't know why. I don't know why Liam did that.
Maybe he's trying to help out the wide receiver a little bit. I don't know. Maybe take a little pressure off.
But that was by the way, I don't think the wrist was the problem because he put it up to prevent himself from getting hit. So
yeah, well, he hit the football and caused an interception with it. So I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, like what was the one-arm one? I couldn't figure that one out.
Was that the one in the end zone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It almost like he ducked too. It was strange.
It's like he put his arm up, then he kind of ducked a little bit. Yeah, it was a weird event.
I don't know.
But I mean, listen, I don't think because like Pete echoed now, like with the wrist, it's a non-story. I feel like if you're not on the injury report, then why are we bringing it up? And I get maybe this is like a way of trying to have your players back. You can't put a Band-Aid over this, right? Like you have to address the real issue, or it's going to be the problem all year.
It's going to be the problem until it's not the problem anymore.
Exactly.
One way or another, and that's just how it's.
Yeah, I don't understand what that is right there. This play, I just don't get it. Okay, the right arm goes up, the left one like flails.
I mean, he didn't put two hands up.
I'm telling you, man, he does not want to go across the middle. It's as simple as that.
And if you don't want to get hit, it's a problem. But how do you? I mean, I think all summer there's been something going on with him. He just doesn't look right. I don't want to say disinterested, but
maybe distracted.
But yeah, and not urgency. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't. Even when you watch him run his route, sometimes it doesn't look like there's an urgency like there was last year, and I don't know why. Because we talked. He's not a diva. So it's not that. Yeah. You would expect that from a diva. So I don't know. I just the kid's got so much talent that just get focused. Just if somebody sit him down and tell him, and Austin, you know this, you played. You only have so many earning years in that body of yours. And so whatever is going on to take you focused away from being the best receiver you can be, deal with it. Because whatever happens, it'll be after your career's done. You'll have many days to roll around in your money and worry about your problems. You know what I mean? Just you have to find a way. This is your time. Make the most of it. When you're on the practice field, make the most of it because it carries over. The fact that Liam Cohen keeps saying he's got to have a good week. He's got to have a good week. That tells you something's up with that. And remember, JP, when we were in Miami, he kind of called him. He kind of called him out in the press conference setting that day, and said, "This is what we've been waiting to see."
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
So I think if I sat him down and sat across from him, man to man, I'd tell him, "Look, Brian, we all have stuff. Whatever, if something bothering you, whatever." You're not the same kid you were a year ago in practice-wise and anything. Then how do we get it out of you? And if you have something going on, don't let it fester to the point where it's impacting your play. Go out there and play, and then deal with the other stuff.
See, I think
if you're not happy, if there's something bothering you, does he not like Jack? Who knows? We don't know. Maybe he doesn't like the city. Maybe he doesn't like you, JP.
It's possible.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? Everybody has crap in their lives.
Sure.
And you get up and, there's another word for it. You get up during the day and you go, oh, like, some kind of crap is going to happen. Whether it's major crap, minor crap is going to happen. And it's just how you deal with the crap. Right? It's like somebody's driving to work and their tire pops and they get a flat tire. That's crap.
That is.
Yeah.
You spill your coffee on your lap as you're going into the office. That's crap. It's how you deal with the crap that you get through it. If he's got crap going on in his life, he has to deal with it and realize football is the bill payer. Football is your life right now, and you got to figure that out.
You got to figure it out for sure, but it's not that easy, I feel like, Pete, to just ask this guy, right? Because if you talk about the modern NFL player, everyone's outgoing, everyone's got their own Twitch channel, and everyone's on X, tweeting their opinions and everything. Brian Thomas Jr. isn't that guy. Like he's almost a throwback, if you will, of what a modern NFL player should be. And we want to talk about he's not a diva. Like if something was bothering Tyreek Hill, if something was bothering A.J. Brown, I guarantee the head coaches would know about it the next day, right? And then they would try to squash it. Brian Thomas Jr. isn't that guy. So that, to me, it's almost on Trevor Lawrence. It's on Liam Cohen to literally take this dude by the hand and say, all right, man, what's going on? You know, what can we do to give you more confidence? What do you need? And if the answer isn't good enough, then keep pressing him and pressing him. And if it's not good enough, well, then you know what? You got Parker Washington right now playing at a very high level who's just asking for more reps. Like, if that's the worst case scenario, then so be it. But this has to just be more than, hey, man, you're not playing well. It's okay. We're going to keep throwing the ball. Like, we're past the point into that now.
Yeah, that all went out the window.
Now, let me ask you this. How long can you go on with this? Like, okay, when do you look at it and say, well, maybe Parker Washington needs to get on the field?
If this is a problem in Houston, then, I mean, what else can you do?
You can't let too many games slip away like this.
Yeah.
You can't.
I give you till Houston.
I mean, at some point, the guys in the locker room will notice this too. Clearly, they already have, I'm guessing. But
And Lawson, you watch the tape. When you put Parker Washington on, he plays hard, he plays fast, he's tough, he goes and gets the football. I mean, he's not skilled like Brian. He's not skilled like Brian Thomas. We know that.
See, Pete, this is why I think it's as simple as him running across the middle without beating this point to death. Because if you watch Brian Thomas Jr. in the run game, he's still putting forth effort.
He's still blocking.
He's blocking.
He's still blocking.
And listen, not every wide receiver is willing to block because honestly, on the paycheck, doesn't really matter. Like, if you're going to negotiate a new contract, you think you're going to negotiate, oh, well, I'm a good blocker, check out this film. No, it's receptions, it's targets, it's touchdowns. Like, that's what pays the bills. So you have a guy, Brian Thomas Jr., who's still willing to block, who's still willing to put that effort out there. That means to tell me that it's not just an effort or he's tired of the team. It shows that there's something in the psyche where he doesn't want to run across the field.
And think about it. The best play he's had all year, it wasn't going across the middle or catching a pass, was it? It was the reverse for a touchdown.
Yeah, yeah, he did last week.
You could see what you could. It's not like you're going in there looking at the ball, going to get blasted. You could see what you're going to get, where it's coming from, and when you're going to get a hit. It's a different play.
We continue on our offensive discussion, and we get into the running back room, newly revamped with the trade of Tank Bigsby after week 1. So
see you, Tank.
He's out of here, and he ain't coming back anytime soon. ETN, 14 for 71. That's 5.1 average. Tootin, 8 for 42. Quinn Allen had a couple of carries for 13 yards, but only 24 carries from running backs in the game, Pete. And, Liam Cohen said today that there might have been a few more, but maybe they were checked out of at the line of scrimmage, but they didn't run as much as they did pass. Certainly 42 attempts through the air for Lawrence.
You know what? Here's I like. There's some concern about that, but there's something I like about that. They ran for over 200 last week, and they were physical. So you figure they're going to go to Cincinnati and they're going to line up and play power football and try and run for 150. But rather than do that, they went there and chucked the ball around and did a nice job throwing the ball around. And didn't really have to run the ball because they moved the football. But you go back to what you are as a team and what your identity is going to be. They want to be a physical, run the ball, and try and take shots off the run. And they didn't run the ball. So there's a couple ways to look at it. I kind of look at it, I'm okay with the game plan. I liked it. I thought it worked. But I also, in certain situations, I would have, 3rd and 2, I probably would have run the ball. What was that, the 47? Is that where they were at in that drive? Somewhere around there?
Sounds right to me, yeah.
Yeah. You run the ball in that scenario. If you get 2 yards, you got a first down, you start, just keep going. If you don't get the first down, then you got a decision to make. And so what'd they do? They threw deep on that play, didn't they? I think didn't they throw to Thomas on that play too?
Yeah, they did.
Yes. So, and by the way, I love their running back room. You know that. You know what I feel about Tootin. I think that kid's on the way to stardom. I really do. And ETN's been a pro's pro. I mean, give him credit. Everybody said he was going to be out. He's going to maybe get traded. Yeah. His job's not going to be his. And he's put the work in. And that's what he does. He puts his head down and he goes to work. So I like and Quinn Allen. I tell you what, did you see that video I sent out on Twitter of him blasting Logan Wilson? I mean, he goes looking for work.
Oh, yeah, dude, put his helmet right in the ribs. It was a beautiful block there. Yeah. When we talk about this run game and what your identity looks like, I get that the whole goal is to try to get the whole offense involved, right? Feed Brian Thomas Jr., get Travis Hunter involved, give the stat boost for Trevor Lawrence. But so far, this running game, like this running back room, they're the most dependable thing on this team. Set aside for offensive line in terms of run blocking as well. Like, this is the most dependable thing you have. And it's funny because I talked to JP during the break here. When I started in the preseason of like what I want to see more than anything, I didn't care about wins and losses. I just wanted to see Trevor Lawrence get elevated. I'm changing that tune now to I just want them to run the football and almost make it secondary in passing. Because if you got to be the Tennessee Titans of a couple years ago with Derrick Henry, so be it. But that's how you win football games right there. Like, if you would have kept on pounding the rock, inflicting your will, and running down that clock, I think you would have won that game easily in Cincinnati. But you want to go toe-to-toe, and it was working until it wasn't.
Yeah, and I think they have a home run hitter in Tootin, too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a home run hitter. That's a guy that can turn, 6-yard runs into 45-yard runs. That's special. And so I think they need to kind of lean on that a little bit more. And you're starting to see him get more carries. You knew he would once Bigsby was gone, but I think he's going to get more and more carries. He's the best runner. Let's be real. ETN's done a nice job, but he doesn't have the jump cut ability and even Tootin's a little physical runner for a little, what's kind of a little back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, you saw the 2 passes he caught, put his foot in the ground and go. I mean, he made that. It was a lineman who dropped in the cover. They got caught in one of those too on that play.
Yeah.
Well-designed play, by the way. I'm going to give Liam Cohen. They showed screen action to the other way, and then came back and threw that to him. Did you see that? Did you watch? Did you?
Of course, because I mean they were trying to blitz and everything, and it almost seemed like a check down, but it was the right call at the right time, trying to counter that Cincinnati blitz. And I don't think if it was a it was a lineman that dropped back into coverage and he was put on ice skates. But even if it was a linebacker or safety, I feel like Tootin makes that play there and scores. Like, it goes to
and
show
then the
you.
one down the sideline was also really when he caught that ball out of the backfield too. I mean, he's got juice. There's juice there, and that's an offense right now. Let's be real. Without Brian Thomas doing anything, and without Travis Hunter doing a whole heck of a lot on offense, that's an offense without juice. Would you agree?
You got to have some juice.
You got to have juice. Tootin has juice.
Mm-hmm. We're looking for that juice. Got to have that juice, Pete.
Otherwise, they play in a phone booth.
That's right. That's true. Let's come back in a moment and take a look at the AFC South results. And there is a game tonight in the division as well. We'll get to all that coming up. And from the backyard of the Beaches, the Ford F-150 with available Pro Power on board gives you the power of a mobile generator. Ford, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. See your local Ford dealer today. In the second hour, we'll have Fanatics fan questions. We'll keep it real about the relationship between the head coach and the quarterback. That's all coming up in a bit. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dream Finders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dream Finders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dream Finders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamFindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
Game day means it's time to get loud, get proud, and get real. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Deep Eddy Vodka brings real flavor made with real ingredients to every tailgate, watch party, and post-game toast. Handcrafted in small batches in Austin, Texas, Deep Eddy Vodka is distilled 10 times and is made with purified Texas water, real fruit juice, and pure cane sugar. Wherever you're cheering on the Jaguars, make every moment a real one with Deep Eddy Vodka, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Please stay drink responsibly. Deep Eddy Vodka is a product of Deep Eddy Distilling Company, Austin, Texas. 35 to 40% alcohol by volume, distilled from corn.
It's game time, Jaguars fans. This season, feed your fandom with the Jaguars sub from Publix, the official supermarket of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow. Sink your teeth into crispy chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, melted cheddar, sweet coleslaw, and smoky barbecue mayo, all stacked on a fresh white roll. Taste the hype only at Jacksonville Publix locations. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
My best friend Riley loved going to the beach. She was a great swimmer. Then one day, during a swim meet, she collapsed. She had cancer, Hodgkin lymphoma. She spent months getting care at UF Health. The doctors did so much, even put her in a clinical trial. I wish we could go to the beach right now, but she's working.
Out of the water.
She's on lifeguard duty. Maybe we'll head out when her shift is done.
UF Health. Human progress has no finish line.
It's Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get into Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 48 years straight. Choose a gas, hybrid, or all-electric F-150. Got a heavyweight job to do? It's time for Super Duty. Save on a great selection of Ford trucks, including Maverick and Ranger. It's Ford Truck Month. Time to make your move. Don't miss the best offers of the year during Ford Truck Month.
Chelsea here, ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors? Right now during the Renewal by Anderson's Big BOGO event, buy one, get one 40% off, plus zero money down, zero payments, and 0% interest for 18 months. At Renewal by Anderson, our Acclaim Impact Replacement windows are built for Florida homes and designed to help you save money on your energy bills by maintaining indoor temperatures year-round. Offer expires September 30th. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free design consultation. License number CGC 1527613.
I really don't believe in, putting the game in the refs' hands. Ultimately, like that's not. They're not trying to have one team or the other lose. Win or lose. I don't believe that. But we will send those in to get clarity so that we can go coach Travis on how to play that ball, if that's the case. And same thing with just the understanding of the ruling on Trayvon and things like that. So it's more educational for us as coaches, staff, and players, but you definitely want to get clarity.
Liam Cohen today on a Zoom call with the Jaguars media. Welcome back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour, final moments of the first hour, presented by Jet Home Loans, 1010XL, Jaguars.com, Jaguars YouTube. And don't miss your chance to see history in the making starting this coming Sunday when the Jaguars host the Texans. They'll wear those legendary Prowler throwback uniforms. Get your tickets at jaguars.com/tickets. If you don't like the way the Jaguars played this week or lost, you know what? Pack the bank and help them win this Sunday. Do your part, Jaguar fans.
Takes all of us.
It takes an army. It does. Here we are. And let's take a look at the AFC South. Speaking of the Texans, we'll get to them coming up. But the Rams over the Titans. Titans lose again. That's good for everybody, Pete.
They were bad on Sunday. The defense, which had played well the first week against Denver, was terrible on Sunday. And Cam Ward didn't play very well. He threw a touchdown pass. I don't know if you guys saw that. It was flushed to the right and threw clearly across the field. It was a laser. But he's in the pocket, and there's no real pressure, and he somehow leaves it and ends up to the right. Those young quarterbacks will lead. So it wasn't a very good game for the Titans.
Yeah, good. That's positive. We like that. When the Titans
They're not very good. They're not very good.
No. And let's hope that stays that way for a long time. Mm-hmm. Colts over the Broncos. The Colts have not punted in 2 games. This is the first team in league history to have not punted in the first 2 games of a season, Austin. That's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. The Colts story, I feel like, is a little unbelievable. What's going on there? I talked about it with you during the break.
Mm-hmm.
P, I'm not sure if you're following it. Have you been following Carly Ursay and the Ursay daughters taking over that team? She's got an earpiece on the sideline. She's listening to every single play call. She's listening to coaches' calls. She's in the weight room. She's in the meeting room. And they asked her, "Why are you doing all this?" And I love the quote. She goes, "I'm paying millions of dollars to these people. I want to see where my money's going."
You mean daddy's money?
Oh, well, daddy's money, but it's hers now. And hey, mark my words, man. If they go 6-0 or 7-0, Disney's gonna buy the rights in the movie because there's 3 sisters that are running the organization right now, and if they go, 6-0, Disney, give them a call.
It's amazing. Not only did they not punt in 2 games, they scored on their first 10 possessions of the season.
It's amazing.
I mean, Daniel Jones.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, think about that. But they were at home, right? 2 games at home. Miami stinks. We know that. Denver might not be as good as we thought they were either. They struggled with Tennessee last week, and Tennessee's not any good, and their defense was just horrible on Sunday. So doesn't Indy play at Tennessee this week?
I think so.
Yeah. So Tennessee's not any good, but it's still your first time out on the road. When you open at home 2 games, that's a major advantage for your team.
Early look at Monday Night Football. It's game 1 of a doubleheader. Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 1-0 head to Houston to face C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans at 0-1. We'll preview the second game later. Who you got at NRG Stadium, Austin?
I like the Texans here at home.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. And,
Really?
the Bucs are the better team, but you're playing consecutive road games against a team playing its home opener on Monday night. That's a tough ask for any team.
Wow.
So I'm going to take the Texans as well.
All right, 2 Texans picks. We're back in a moment. It's hour 2, a whole nother hour of this program. We'll get Fanatics fan questions. We've got a long list, I think. Pete has one anyway. We'll find out in a moment. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
If you look closely at a Ford SUV, you won't just see eye-catching design. You'll feel adventure and a new sense of freedom in a Ford Bronco, or an elevated level of confidence from the advanced technology found in a Ford Explorer. And with standard 4x4 in the Bronco Sport, you'll find the strength to overcome almost any obstacle. It's time to see Ford SUVs in a new light. Stop by your local Ford dealer today to find a great deal on a new Ford SUV.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium, because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit Barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
It's here that a tiny newborn has the heart surgery needed to save her life. It's here that a first grader learns to speak clearly and confidently. It's here that a 12-year-old athlete builds the strength to run full speed again. It's here at Wolfson Children's Hospital that answers are found, courage is shown, and odds are beaten every day. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
When it's your money, your business, or your home, you deserve a partner who sees and hears you. A partner who is by your side every step of the way. That's Ameris Bank. It's a commitment we're proud to make, and one we back up by providing financial solutions to empower you. Because at the end of the day, we are dedicated advocates for you. Visit your local branch or learn more at amerisbank.com. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
That was a combination of data and gut. where you're saying, okay, who's on the other side, other quarterback, your opposing quarterback on the road, to go up 6 there. That we've watched that scenario play out too many times in my game management meeting for me to not feel 100% confident with that decision. You watch so many opportunities where you do that. You go up 6, you kick it off, they get the ball at the plus 30 to 35 yard line, and now their mindset is touchdown. And so you go down and they go down and score and you lose by 1 point. You guys would all be killing me today anyway. So at the end of the day, I want to be aggressive and give ourselves a chance to go close games out on our terms.
Liam Cohen earlier today discussing that 4th down decision to go for it and try to put the game away. They didn't get it. And the Bengals drove down for the game-winning touchdown with 18 seconds to play. And welcome back. It's Hour 2 of Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings. Before the game, after the game, and during the game. We're on 1010XL AM, Jaguars.com, and Jaguars YouTube. JP Shadrick with you. Here is what happened yesterday. Bengals over the Jaguars 31-27. Jaguars seemed to be in control a lot of the game. They never trailed until the final touchdown, but had lack of execution in big moments in the game, including plenty of drops from receivers in key moments. Certainly a touchdown. Brian Thomas Jr. had issues in the game, 12 targets, only 4 catches for the former Pro Bowler. And the Jags defense couldn't get off the field on the final drive on a 4th down play, and then pass interference call on a second 4th down play flipped the field and kept the drive going for the Bengals at the end. Jake Browning entered the game for the Bengals in relief of injured Joe Burrow, who now is going to have to miss about 3 months of the season with a toe injury, surgery upcoming for the Bengals quarterback. But Browning led the Bengals to another win over the Jaguars, the second time he's done that, wearing a Bengals uniform. And now the Jags left looking for answers to how it all fell apart. Up next, a division rival in town, the Houston Texans, the only divisional game for the Jags in the first 9 weeks of this season. JP Shadrick, Austin Lane with me here in Jacksonville, Pete Prisco down in South Florida, and plenty to dissect after this game. And we've done it in the first hour, and bring it over to hour number 2, Pete. And what do you think of Cohen's comments on the 4th down? We talked a little bit about it earlier, but that was his view of why he went for it.
You could see it both ways. I mean, I could understand why he went for it. I could also say that I wouldn't have gone for it. And for my thinking being, I think the game changes when the quarterback knows he has to go get a touchdown. Everybody said, well, it's a moot point. They went and got a touchdown. But if he knows he needs to go get one, you don't know how it's going to be played. It'll be played differently. And so I think I could see it both ways. I wouldn't have gone for it. Actually, if you look at it from his standpoint, he called a play, the play worked, and the wide receiver dropped the ball. Because if he catches that, he falls for the 1st down, at least he might get into the end zone. And then the game's over. So I could see it both ways.
Austin?
So, okay. I don't see it both ways. I would have kicked the field goal because, and he said it, and I love how candid he is and how transparent he is. It's really refreshing. You don't see that a lot around the NFL. But if we're sitting here on a Monday and say they go up 6, and then Jake Browning drives him all the way down the field, scores a touchdown to win the game, I'm not going to blame Liam Cohen in that situation. I'm going to blame the defense, right? That's where my blame is going to go. My initial thought wouldn't be, well, Liam Cohen then should have went for it, especially on what, a 4th and 4, 4th and 5?
It wasn't like
it wasn't like 4th and inches. It was 4th and 5.
4th and 5. And my other argument's going to be, you said Brian Thomas Jr.'s wrist was bothering him, and you said that leading into the game. So if that's the case then, and this was a design play, and yes, the play was open, right? The receiver's got to make the catch. Now it can be up for debate whether or not he would have got a 1st down because he was right by that line, and there were safeties closing in, so that they might have actually stopped
him. It was
him.
Logan Wilson. It was Wilson, the linebacker. Was
okay, I'm sorry. The linebacker.
Yeah. But I think he would have made it, Logan.
Probably.
I think Logan.
What are you doing?
I was talking to somebody on text just before he did the game.
Right, Logan Ryan. did.
Logan Ryan.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yes. This is Austin Lane. I don't know if y'all met
I
or
know
not.
Austin.
This is
No,
Austin
I
Lane.
think he would have.
I think he would have made it
Okay.
because Logan Wilson was coming after him,
Mm-hmm.
but I think he would have ducked underneath and made the first down. I don't know if he would have scored a touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and that's fair. But once again, I think if that's what we're talking about, where, okay, the risk, I mean, you're going to put it up to Brian Thomas Jr. then to go into that football game. And maybe this was Liam Cohen going, hey, Brian, we understand that maybe confidence isn't there right now. Let's give you the ultimate confidence and let you win the football game. Maybe that was a thought. But at the end of the day, it didn't work out. And at the end of the day, if you would have kicked a field goal, go up 6, I'm not blaming the head coach then if they score a touchdown and go up by 1. I'm not.
Well, here's the other part of that equation, too. You called that draw to Allen on 3rd down.
Yep.
You clearly called that with the idea you were going to kick the field goal, right? You don't think you're popping that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they didn't think they were going to pop. Yeah, and then they did pop it a little bit. Maybe it was,
they popped it for 8. You didn't pop it for 11. You
right.
popped it for
popped
8
it to get
or
within
whatever it
5
was.
yards, and maybe they had a good 5-yard play, which they showed.
I think he was playing for the field goal. If he wasn't playing for the field goal, he probably would have thrown it on 3rd down, right?
You would think.
So
maybe.
So he changed his mind. Let's put it that way. When he got to 5 yards, which 5 yards that's not easy in the NFL. That's hard. That's a long and down and distance situation is what it is. So yeah, I would have kicked. There's no doubt in my mind I would have kicked.
So we're talking about this, but the defense did still give up the drive after that.
Sure.
Sort of.
They had him on 4th down, on 4th and 3?
Travis Hunter makes that's a bad call.
No. I'm talking about the first 4th down. They had on 4th and 3
Yeah.
at their own 15.
Is the swing or
and
whatever.
he hit the running back to
pass.
Brown for 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when they dropped. That was the play where they dropped out Trayvon Walker and Travis Hunter played man to man. I can't tell what he was. I watched that over and over again. I don't know if you watched it, Austin, on the tape, but
I have.
I couldn't tell what defense was Travis Hunter playing.
I think
he's a man to man. Somebody's got to cover that flat, and I don't think Trayvon Walker can get out there.
I think there was a little disconnect there in terms of what they were supposed to do because that's a lot to ask a defensive end to stop that.
Right. By the way, that's something we haven't talked about at all.
What's that?
Travis Hunter played 81 plays. Did you come
certainly-
away from the game thinking, wow, those were 50 great plays?
It was kind of a pedestrian day. I mean,
he
played a lot more in the second half, I thought, on defense.
But what did he do? When you really, I thought the play. I'll give him credit because the play on the pass interference, that was not pass. That's a great play.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's start.
Turn your head, you make the play, and he knew he hit the ball, and he made the play.
Yeah. Hunter on offense, 6 targets, 3 catches, 22 yards. Then on defense, he had a couple tackles and a pass defense.
I mean, they got to figure out something here. You traded up to go get a player you're going to be featuring on both sides of the ball. You got to figure out something here.
Mm-hmm. And listen, this is a thing too, where when you talk about defense, he's not going to be highlighted all the time, and that's okay. Like if he's shutting down his side of the field, if you're in zone or you're taking a guy man to man, they don't throw the ball. That's a positive rep then for Travis Hunter. But on
He
the
needs
other,
to be on the field on defense. Don't you guys agree?
Hunter?
Yes.
Is he better? Yeah, I mean, especially if Jones and Campbell are going to play like they played.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It should. I think he'll take Jones' spot, and then you'll see if maybe Jones will push Campbell. Who knows? But he should be on the field full time as a corner.
But here's
you can see the way he plays. He should be on the field.
But here's the issue too with the offensive snaps, where 3 receptions for 22 yards. Like you see what Ted McMillan's doing right now for Carolina. I'm not sure if you guys watched him yesterday, but
yeah,
he had another pretty great game because they're looking his way. Like he's the true one receiver. And I understand that Travis Hunter wasn't really brought here to be necessarily the one wide receiver because we thought we had a guy in Brian Thomas Jr. But the draft capital he gave up to get him, he needs to get the ball.
See, here's the other part of the problem. He only plays the one position as a receiver. He doesn't play them. He doesn't know them all, I don't think. And so, because, he's overloaded. And so understandable. But wouldn't you like to see him get down the field some? Have they tried to get the ball to him?
Yeah. Maybe the one that was intercepted last week down the field. He was deep on that play against Carolina.
Yes, on the over route.
Yeah.
When it would have been a big play.
I don't remember many others.
I mean, he had the one play where it was tipped, then he didn't catch it, but that wasn't even designed to him.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you guys this. This is a legitimate question. What's his signature offensive play right now?
His signature offensive
play? Not the. I mean, the style of play. What's become the go-to?
What's the Travis Hunter go-to? I mean,
it's like a 5-yard stop route.
It's a bubble screen.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a quick screen, inside tunnel screen to the left, to the right, to the left. I want to see him get down the field. I want to see him. And in fairness to them as a staff, if he seemed to, and I don't know if you saw this, he seemed to have problems with guys putting their hands on him a little bit on Sunday, knocking him off his route a little bit. Like even the interception that Trevor threw where Walker Little played spinning top and Hendrickson went through him, then that play, he got beat up a little bit at the line of scrimmage and couldn't really get the depth he needed on that route if you go look at it.
So
did you notice that?
Yeah, I noticed that, but what I noticed, like, I don't think in terms of the offense, in terms of the motions and everything, I don't think he's quite there yet either in terms of how confident he feels. Because I feel like a lot of those penalties, and I don't know if they came out and said, the shifts,
I think he said it after the game that I was responsible for at least a couple of those. He said that in the locker room.
And you can see him getting lined up sometimes, too. They line him up and everything. So I think it's tough.
But if we're talking about the pre-snap stuff, and you're not confident with that, then how are you going to be confident trying to run a route? Like if you're in your own head right now, trying to get lined up properly, trying to shift properly, and that's the conversation we're having right now, well, then how's it going to work when the ball's actually snapped? Like you're saying,
but I could, but I could put him out wide once in a while and say, hey, run that 9 route and go say hello to everybody. You know what I mean? Because he hasn't run any. He hasn't run a lot, so put him out there and get him in that jet motion and wheel him and run the 9 off of that and see if anybody, because nobody won't be expecting it. I mean, you could see his stop and start ability when he catches those quick throws. He's on the verge of popping out of those once in a while, but I also think you can get him down the field once in a while, like that deep over against Carolina. I like that route.
Just underthrew it.
And the beauty with him too is that because there's some wide receivers that are just like fast twitch that you can tell it's going to be a deep route, and there's some wide receivers that are just smooth. Like DeAndre Hopkins back in his prime was just a smooth route runner. Yeah. Like, I mean, he wasn't the fastest, but he was he was great. He was fluid in his routes and everything, and you can never tell where he's going to go. I feel like Travis Hunter has some of that in him. So, like, I agree. Let him go deep, see what he can do.
We're back.
Right now, you'd have to say the grade on that right now for him would be a C at best, right? C plus.
A C. What's your grading status? I mean, why
after two games? It's just. I mean, look, and I think he's going to be a great player. Don't get me wrong, but the way he's been used and the impact plays that they've gotten out of him, you expected more. Admit it, right? You expected more.
But see, here's the issue, Pete, too. Like, you can say in game number 1, did we want to see a little more? But you won it. So it wasn't really an issue. You lose to Cincinnati, now all of a sudden the question's going to always – mark my words. Every single game this team loses, one of the very first storylines is going to be, well, why wasn't Travis Hunter on this play? Why wasn't Travis Hunter on that play? Like,
I think
that's what we're going to deal with.
Full-time corner and spot him in for 35, 30, on offense. The problem with that is they thought they might be able to do that because they had a number 1 wide receiver, and they no longer have a number 1 wide receiver anymore.
Not if he's playing like this.
He's a shell of himself.
That's right. It's a problem. It's a trickle down for everybody else. That's how it works. We're back in a moment. We're going to keep it real when we return. The rest of the show has been fake. All the way to now. Starting now, we're going to keep it real. That's coming up after this timeout. Also, Mr. Chubby's food option for our production staff tonight, chicken parm sandwiches.
Ooh,
the pretzel bites with melted cheese.
Yum.
And plain wings, fried wings. Fantastic.
Did they pack a to-go box out there?
We can get you one to go.
Appreciate you.
What'd you end up with, JP? Because I know you dove in already.
I did. I had a half a chicken parm sandwich with the top bun thrown out. I just had the chicken parm and the bottom bun. Then I had a couple pretzel bites, and I had one wing, a drummy.
I love it. He's watching his carbs, so he threw down some pretzel bites. Right?
Just trying to be healthy, guys. What do you want?
I like it. I like it.
Working.
Was it a wheat bun?
Why not just leave the pretzel bites out and just eat the chicken parm
eat it like
sandwich?
that.
That would have been perfect.
This dude's eating a chicken tender. All right.
Back in a moment. We'll keep it real. It is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
Game day means it's time to get loud, get proud, and get real. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Deep Eddy Vodka brings real flavor made with real ingredients to every tailgate, watch party, and post-game toast. Handcrafted in small batches in Austin, Texas, Deep Eddy Vodka is distilled 10 times and is made with purified Texas water, real fruit juice, and pure cane sugar. Wherever you're cheering on the Jaguars, make every moment a real one with Deep Eddy Vodka, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Please stay drink responsibly. Deep Eddy Vodka is a product of Deep Eddy Distilling Company, Austin, Texas. 35 to 40% alcohol by volume, distilled from corn.
What's Here is a place that generations have trusted to help their kids grow up healthy and strong. What's Here are caregivers with knowledge and expertise rivaling any children's hospital in the world. What's Here is the only Level 1 pediatric trauma center in our region. What's Here is Wolfson Children's Hospital with the technology, research, and dedication to save and change countless young lives. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit Barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbecue.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Jacksonville builders score big with DL Cabinetry. As the official cabinet supplier of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they offer top quality kitchen and bathroom cabinetry for any project. Enjoy fast turnaround, complimentary design, and great prices. Visit dlcabinetry.com today to learn more and to become a dealer. Limited spots available. DL Cabinetry, the winning choice for builders.
It gets made to be a thing, obviously, in this rat poison world we live in. But it's it's emotional. It's an emotional game. It's a competitive game. We're all competitive. We're all emotional. I can control mine better. And he was just telling me to chill, move on. He wasn't telling me to go screw. He's just saying, dude, move on. Come on, guys. It's but yeah, to answer your question, Ryan, I was very pleased with the way he showed something. He did. Yeah. He got ticked off at times. He had great dialogue with his teammates on the sidelines. He made some huge throws for us in critical moments, and if anything, I was extremely encouraged with Trevor post game.
Head coach Liam Cohen today. When you get rat poison and go screw in one soundbite, you gotta run it. That's the rules. Those are the rules. Welcome back. Jaguars Happy Hour. JP Shadrick, Austin Lane, Pete Prisco.
By the way,
we got a coach with a personality. What's up, Pete?
They love rat poison, don't they?
Oh, that's the Nick Saban, man. 2017. That's where that started.
That's a throwback.
By the way, I've been rat poisoned to coaches my entire life. Then I mean, my God, you just call me Petey Rat Poison. I'm okay with that.
That's right. It never ends.
Look, I love and Austin. You said this earlier. He is so forthcoming, and I told somebody this the other day. When you talk to him, and JP, you saw it when I was talking to him in Miami. You learn stuff from him, which I appreciate that. I'd rather they correct me and learn something rather than fly off at the smallest little thing. And I think he was in a situation today. Other coaches would have handled that a lot differently.
Oh, sure.
You saw Brian Kelly, by the way. Did you see Brian Kelly?
He lost it. First
weekend?
question. He lost it.
Yeah. I mean, and I think he handled it very well. And he's kind of got that. I think that's a good trait of his. And he's very candid. And I appreciate and respect him for that.
Time now for Keeping It Real, presented by Nobody. Still, it's available. It's available.
Somebody in Jacksonville sponsor that damn segment, please.
It's on the market. Let's go.
It's out there.
You'll believe me, you will not regret that.
Oh, we'll make it work. It's going to be awesome.
You know we're going to pump that business up.
No doubt about it. And this is about what Liam Cohen just talked about and the interaction late in the fourth quarter. Liam Cohen said after the game, that was just one throw. I was upset. It's what it is. That emotion is not personal ever. It's just me getting worked up. And then Trevor Lawrence said the communication between the two is really high. Coach is really passionate. Love that about him. He'll get fired up, and it's brought more of that out of Trevor. There's been all this rat poison, if you will, today, or viral sensation of the video of this happening when, late in the fourth quarter, the throw to De'Ami Brown is high, and Liam Cohen is screaming out to the field, and Trevor Lawrence waves him off. It's been overblown, right, Pete?
Well, a couple things about that. I think coaching Trevor hard is a good thing. I don't think people have coached him hard in his career. I just don't. I don't think they coached him. Maybe, and I wasn't privy to what went on at Clemson. But, you come in as the golden boy, you're going to take over as a starting quarterback right away. You get to the playoffs. I mean, I don't think he was coached that hard at Clemson. And maybe I'm wrong. He clearly wasn't coached hard by Urban Meyer because he had no earthly idea what he was doing. Doug Peterson, you know how I feel about that whole situation. I never thought it was a good situation to begin with. And I'm not sure Doug Peterson ever truly embraced Trevor as that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think especially the last year or so of the whole thing. I think he was just over
in the league. He had been around quarterbacks and what he wanted them to be like, and I don't think Trevor was like that.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to see him coaching him the way he is. Having said that, it kind of showed him up a little bit on the field.
Who
I don't
showed
know
up?
if you necessarily, put it here. I don't think you needed to do that. I'm okay. You can get on him, but you know what I mean? I don't know. I thought that, and then the wave off, way overblown. He's just telling him, come on, let's go on to the next play. Having said all that, De'Ami Brown should have caught the damn ball. And what's the best case scenario for that? He catches it and goes down for a 3-yard gain or whatever it was. It was a bad play.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not supposed to throw it there, but it was a bad play. I didn't see anybody else open on that play. So I like the fact that Liam Cohen coaches him hard. I don't necessarily love the theatrics on the sideline, and I don't mind the waving him off because it's time to move on to the next play.
Austin?
So, when it comes to the theatrics on the sidelines of holding players accountable, whether it's in a press conference or on the side of the field, I'm all for it. Because I think that's what Trevor Lawrence needs. I think every player on this team needs to be held accountable. Accountability is absolute. So I'm a fan of that. I honestly don't care about that exchange between Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence. And I get from the national perspective, RG3 wants to make a big deal about it. And other people are making a big, and I get it and this is why I like Liam Cohen a lot, because he's not naive. There's some NFL coaches that don't know how the game works, and there's some who just get it, and he understands it. Where I can take a 10-second video, say, there's trouble in Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence, Liam Cohen already. It's game number 2. Look what they're doing. Okay, great. Go ahead and post it, RG3, and then go watch another game, because that's all you're going to do. You're not going to watch the entire Jaguars game. Take the clip and post it, and then go on with your life and get your views, get your retweets, get your likes. Cool. Fantastic. I remember 6, 7, 8 years ago, whenever it was, I remember Tom Brady cussing, slamming pads down on the side of the sideline, chewing out Josh McDaniel.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember Travis Kelce chest bumping Andy Reid like he wanted to fight him after a game. We talked about that for what? Maybe 3 or 4 days, and then we all forgot about it. It's the same thing here. Like,
it's not that big a deal.
It's an absolute non-issue. And I get people love the accessibility of seeing these great camera views in the sidelines and everything. If you would have stuck a camera with Joe Cullen and the defensive line back in 2010 to 2013, the authorities would have been called. Okay, like, this is football. This is how it is sometimes, right? Like, if you can't handle an exchange of this and this in the game of football, then maybe football's not really for you.
And you're right. It was out there for all to see, which I don't mind. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I just think sometimes you got to be careful with the when you're the play caller worrying about the next play, the theatrics going on the sideline. But I'll say this: Tom Coughlin in '99 called out Mark Brunell in a press conference after he threw an end zone interception. Then called him into the office the next day and read him the riot act. Sitting at his desk that was above everybody. If you remember, they had to chop that desk down at one point because it was too high. When Jack Del Rio moved in there, he chopped it down. And that ultimately became the origin of my story on the rift between the coach and quarterback, because the players all wanted that story out. That's how bad it got at that point. And so I respect Liam for the way he handled it, rather than going to the podium and calling him out on the podium. You know what I mean? Had he gotten on the podium and said, well, if Trevor would just put the damn ball on his stomach once in a while, then, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
then it would become an issue.
Yeah.
And it's a non-issue the way it was handled now.
Yeah, at least he did it straight to the quarterback's face. It
Yeah.
might have been between the lines, but he did it straight to his face. That's for sure. All right, let's keep it real. Still out there.
Somebody
available.
sponsor it, please. You need to.
We got to pay Pete's salary. That's why.
Well, you also got.
Pete's getting paid?
I know, right? Amazing.
Oh, I don't know.
Austin, you're working for free? I think so.
Freelancing.
Hey, we'll come back. Fanatics fan questions. There were plenty after this game. That's coming up. PRI Productions, the Southeast full-service event company, has everything you need to bring your next idea to life. Visit PRIProductions.com and learn more. It is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
To aim higher, run faster is what elite athletes do. Always strive for better. At UF Health, we have that same DNA to not just treat a stroke, but to create a fleet of mobile stroke treatment units. To not just do research, but to use AI to save lives with one of the most powerful supercomputers in academia. We believe, like athletes, that human progress has no finish line. UF Health, National Medical Center for Team USA.
Frank Frangie here for Coyle & Son Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports memories. Remember the 2017 AFC Championship game when Miles Jack wasn't down? Do you know what else isn't down? Fences installed by Coyle & Sons. Their fences have been standing tall here in Jacksonville for nearly a century. If you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821 or visit CoyleJacks.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E Jacks.com. CoyleJacks.com.
Jaguars fans, it's time to show up and show out. Get game day ready with fresh gear from Fanatics. Rock your teal and black with the new Sideline collection. Head-turning headwear and exclusive drops you won't find anywhere else. Visit any of our 11 convenient locations throughout the stadium and rep your Jags in style. The Jaguars Pro Shop, a Fanatics experience.
Are you ready to love how you feel, look, and live in every season? At Elace, we offer more than just luxury med spa treatments. We provide a serene, judgment-free space where you can reconnect with the best version of you. Whether you want to refresh your natural look with Botox or Dysport, pamper yourself with a relaxing hydrofacial, or rejuvenate your complexion with laser resurfacing, our expert team in Jacksonville is here to tailor treatments to your needs. Visit Elace.com today and start your journey to loving yourself.
It's game time, Jaguars fans. This season, feed your fandom with the Jaguars sub from Publix, the official supermarket of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow. Sink your teeth into crispy chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, melted cheddar, sweet coleslaw, and smoky barbecue mayo, all stacked on a fresh white roll. Taste the hype only at Jacksonville Publix locations. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Middle read route basically, and there was nothing kind of holding the backside, so it was a play that we've hit a number of times in training camp and at Miami joint and a few other times, and I think he may have just let him a little bit too far, so if we're going to throw that ball, it probably needed to be a little bit more on the body there. But, that's getting in sync together, getting the connection together. That's something that we all know has been a work in progress.
Head coach Liam Cohen this afternoon discussing the tip ball interception off the hand of Brian Thomas Jr. And welcome back. Jaguars Happy Hour, second hour presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings. Now, I thought of one more of those situations between a player and a coach. Remember Jalen Ramsey and Doug Marrone got into it on the sideline at one point here.
I can't believe that wasn't the first one out of my mind because that was a big deal, and that actually became something. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't that the result? Wasn't there like a questionable call or something? And
it's almost like he didn't review or something.
Yeah, didn't Jalen ask him to throw the red flag, and I don't think Doug did or something?
That's right.
Yeah.
That was it.
Well, I mean, that's an interesting one between two guys that were pains in the asses for a lot of people in that building.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
I mean, Doug Marrone,
By the way, though, man, that's not bad. But I probably would have had Doug Marrone by a 10-8 round in the first, I think, if they would have came to blows.
No.
I'm thinking Doug.
Doug fights dirty, I think.
Yeah.
Or has some guys that he can call that can handle it.
Yeah, the route he was just talking about again. I think that he has the option to go up the field there because that's what he did at Miami, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, by the way, Austin, did you think? Because some people, and I wasn't sure when I watched it. Do you think Tootin went the wrong way on that play and got away with it, or is that designed that way? I'd love to know the answer.
See, well, this is the PFF narrative, Pete, right? Because if I see it on film, I can be like, well, that doesn't make much sense. But if that was the play call, then give him a plus. So
because don't know all the action is going the other way in a screen to the right. And Tootin went to the left, and he's a rookie, so you would expect he's going to have problems at times going the right way.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It didn't look like it was designed that way. But if it was, it's genius because you get him one-on-one in that situation with that guy.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure it was designed that because it's a screen. It's clearly the action is a screen to the right, and he went to the left.
Yeah.
So I would love to know. I wish I could ask Liam right now if that was designed that way because it doesn't look like it was. If it was, I've never seen it designed that way.
Well, and make sure Liam Cohen tells PFF that because I'm sure that those guys are up all night wondering if that was a positive play or negative play for him just because you don't know what the play call is.
Hey, JP, real quick, the other part of it is we haven't touched on this at all. The offensive line, for the most part, was pretty darn good again for the second week in a row.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't go for, obviously, 200 on the ground, but the quarterback, I mean, for the most part is –
except for Walker Little.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the one sack on the right side when Hendrickson went over to the right side. He beat
toward the end. And
he beat Harrison, didn't he?
Yeah. And they seemed to have a, obviously the game plan was based around Hendrickson. I mean, that's you got to start with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But Cleveland 2 weeks in a row really good. Hainsey 2 weeks in a row really good. McCary wasn't as good this week as he was last week. Harrison was good again. That's 2 weeks in a row for him. That's good. And Walker Little, good in the run game, not so good in pass protection a little bit. Had some problems there. He gives that edge, he lets that edge go.
Yeah.
Like the interception
to the Travis Hunter?
Yeah.
In the end zone?
That was pressure from the left, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, the way Travis ran that route, he should have run it to the back corner of the pylon. Because even if he's got a clean pocket, the way he ran that route, I'm not sure he's going to complete that pass anyways. He kind of got jammed up, and then he tried that route. If I'm not mistaken, that route should be run to the back of the end zone once he gets out there, and he kind of flattened it out a little bit and let the defender be able to play him.
Well,
and that's why the ball was intercepted.
But certainly, the ball's just got to go back there anyway. You throw it to that back corner.
If you're going to miss it, miss it high, right?
Right, miss it high and wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got hit on that play.
Right.
So. Yeah. And there's a narrative, by the way, that Trevor Lawrence didn't play that well. I don't buy that.
Pretty good. If it wasn't for the drops, he'd be, 4 touchdowns and a pick and 30 completions.
He does have to realize sometimes when he's 3 yards over the line of scrimmage, you got to have a feel for that.
Special. The boat was back for a second there. Hey, let's get Fanatics fan questions. Jaguars fans, gear up at fanatics.com with all the latest Jag styles. Shop now. And get today's special offer. Fanatics.com officially licensed everything. We put the cat signal out on X. Here's the best we've come up with today. HF Audiophile asking, did the Jags do a grounding exercise before the game?
The refs didn't.
Wow.
No, they did not. They had a rough go of it.
Yeah.
And I never want to. I'm not one to ever blame the officials because I think in the end it all evens out eventually. Yeah. But they had a couple questionable calls. The PI was terrible, I thought.
I think, overall, and let's kind of break down the question, did they look ready to play? And I think for the most part in a hostile environment, which, Zach Taylor's asking them to get there early and everything, make it a pep rally, orange jerseys, I think if Joe Burrow stays in the game, it might have even been different, right? Because Burrow did not look like himself.
He'll win the game.
Yeah, exactly. And
win big.
And I think the biggest point to me to prove, were you really ready was, whatever, the 5 penalties in a row it was, or 6 penalties, whatever.
Oh, in that one stretch where they had 2 drives, they had 5 illegal shifts.
That can't happen.
Yeah.
That cannot happen. Then maybe just stop shifting. Maybe just go out there and just take,
4 verts, guys.
Put it in automatic instead of shifting so much.
Well,
honestly.
the one illegal motion was because De'Ami Brown turned up too soon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just little things. The timing is not right.
Of course, that question went back to last week's grounding question at halftime and the weather delay and all that, of course. All right, at Loomers87, this week the D-line looked like they got pressure up the middle for a change. Is there progress?
Stunts and, loops, that, Austin. I don't think that I really don't think anybody on the inside was winning consistently.
Well, I think Eric Armstead they ran. I think it was a Tex game. Granted, the guard didn't come with them or anything like that. Made it pretty easy on Armstead, but a quarterback sack's a quarterback sack at the end of the day.
You're right.
You're right. I'm gonna give Eric Armstead a little props there for that quarterback sack because that was a big.
And he got pressure last week too, a little bit in the second half.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so is there progress? Sounds like there is.
Yeah, they still like to have a guy who can put his hand on the ground and can push the pocket from the inside consistently. They don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
But they're doing what they can right now.
But a lot of teams don't have that either.
Yeah, that's true. It's hard to find.
And you know what? And I think it's a breath of fresh air because when they did rush 4, they got home a couple times. Whether it was creating turnovers, the one to Dewey that I think Trayvon Walker got his hand. They're generating pressure with just 4 guys, which is kind of a rarity to see the past couple years, it seems like. So there is progress, and I think the middle has something to do with it.
That's not a good offensive line they played, though.
Yeah.
The week before that line was awful.
Are the Texans though either?
The Texans
there's a lot of
too.
offensive
lines.
lines
Have a terrible offensive line.
They better dominate next week.
Yeah.
They better. Duval No Shoes asking, does Brian Thomas Jr. fit what this regime is trying to do? He doesn't seem to be physical. Pete?
Well, I mean, he's physical in the run game like we talked about. He'll block. You know, a lot of guys
will he, though?
Wide receiver, he'll at least try.
Okay.
A lot of wide receivers don't even try. Physical to me means you got to be able to give up your body over the middle of the field, and he's not willing to do that right now. So it's a legitimate question.
They strive mental and physical toughness to be a Jaguar in the way they want to be in this organization.
No, I hear you. Is he physical enough, like to what Pete said? I think your ability, and I forgot what run it was. There was a longer run. I think it would have been Travis Etienne. He kind of cut it up to the left side of the field. I think that was the play that I noticed the most. With Brian Thomas Jr. did a great job of sticking on his block and actually pushing his guy almost towards the sideline. Not every wide receiver is capable of doing that or willing to do that. So I don't think it's a physicality problem. Like, yeah, he's obviously it's afraid to get hit, but I don't think that's physical. I think that's just more mental right now. And until that gets solved, we'll have the more questions with it.
Yeah.
Look, and also one quick thing. When people say soft, they mean soft as it relates to the game of football, not as it relates to the game of life. Because let's be real. Everybody in the National Football League isn't soft. They're tough guys. You know, they're there for a reason. But there's different ways to be, you know, like somebody's really tough and somebody's soft. Somebody has to be the least toughest guy in the league, right?
Which
so
would
he's
be
the softest guy.
Soft relative to the tough guy. Yeah, sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be that. It's just like in your fight game. Somebody's soft and somebody's tough. They're all tough, but somebody's softer than the other guy.
Yeah,
it's just the way it is.
But the difference is, Pete, that I'm never going to call anybody soft, whether it's in a cage or on the football field, because I know what it takes to get up every single Sunday. I know what it takes to get your body on the line, and I get you make a lot of money to do so. But at the same time, I think anybody that's willing to put the helmet on and sacrifice their body, I think you're at least a little bit tough in my book. So
they're tough.
No,
but there's relation.
No,
you know,
there's it's all relative, right? It's all relative. It's all comparative. And I can say with Brian Thomas Jr., like maybe there's a glitch right now, you want to call it, or something wrong with his mentality. But mark my words, I'm never going to call anybody soft in this game. It's just what I believe in. But hey, you do you.
I'll call team soft all the time.
I'll call team soft all day, but when it comes, it's funny I'll call it team soft,
but like
I'm not going to call the guys on it. Right. Yeah, I'm not going to go name by name. I'm a hypocrite. What can I say?
And by the way, there are guys like he's playing. He might not be soft, but he's playing soft right now. We can say that.
Yeah.
Moving along at BCB Couch, should they be playing Hunter at corner and Washington in the slot exclusively moving forward and pause the two-way player experiment for now?
I personally think he should be a full-time corner and spot him in at wide receiver for 30 snaps. But again, I go back to what I said earlier. If that's the case, you'd think you'd have the number one wide receiver. You don't.
Yeah.
Right.
So can they limit his snaps on offense with the way they're going with the other wide receivers?
I mean, not right now. You need people that can play and produce. He's the only one catching the ball right now, by the way. Parker Washington.
If this was going into game number 1 against Carolina, I would have told you, okay, what do the Jaguars need more? Travis Hunter on defense spelling Jerry Jones, or Travis Hunter on offense competing with Parker Washington? I would have told you, okay, well, go spell Jerry Jones and let Parker Washington step up. Now, we fast forward 2 games and we see Brian Thomas Jr. doing his stuff, and it's like, you need this guy on both sides of the ball. You know, I think if Brian Thomas Jr. was more dependable right now, you could trust him, then yeah, by all means, have Travis Hunter get a majority of the reps on defense and use him sparingly because, by the way, you're running the football pretty well. So why even worry about the pass game, right? I'm worried about the defense right now of surrendering big explosive plays to wide receivers. So I would err on the side of Travis Hunter playing defense, but until you find a true number 1 receiver that's up for the challenge, you can't do that.
Well, that's like if he's not on the field offensively and you come to and you're a defensive team and you're getting ready to, like if you're next week, you're Stingley and Lasser and Petrie and that group, and you're defending the shell of himself, Brian Thomas, Parker Washington, and De'Ami Brown. Where are you scared there? Are you scared? You're not.
Not really, no.
Unless Brian Thomas suddenly becomes Brian Thomas again, then all of a sudden you might be scared again of that group. Look, Parker Washington is a good little player. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not dissing him because I think he's made himself into a heck of a player. But he ain't scaring you if he's one of the top two.
Pete, do you think he's earned the right to get a lot more reps here? Because in terms of offense, I think you have the running backs. I think you have Bretton Strange. And I think there's Parker Washington as the most dependable pieces right now on this team.
If he's getting more reps, does that mean that Brian Thomas is sitting down?
Oof.
I mean, I think someone's got to come out every once in a while. I'm not saying maybe it's Dwamie Brown, maybe it's Hunter playing defense, but I think it comes to a point where a player is kind of elevated their game a little bit. I think Parker Washington has, where he's been dependable.
I would play him. I would play him more.
That?
I would play him. And by the way, you preach the best players will play. Well, if he's one of the best players and he's doing his job and he's working at it and he plays hard all the time, then play him.
Final question at BM Sizzle. Should fans feel optimistic or worried about this team moving forward? Austin?
Optimistic, just because even though it was a loss, a game that you should have won, and we've seen that how many times before where a starting quarterback goes out, you're supposed to win the ball game and you don't. I get all that, but this looks different now. The way they can run the football, where guys aren't getting hit 2 yards in the backfield just trying to get 1 or 2 yards here or there, the way that this offensive line can actually inflict their will, that's different, right? I think Liam Cohen is different. I think having that accountability at every position is different. So I think fans should be more optimistic than worried right now.
No question about it. Much more optimistic. He should be 2-0. Of course you should be optimistic. There's no reason they lost that game on Sunday. And your offensive line is blocking and playing well, and you're doing some good things offensively, running the ball 1 week, throwing it the next. Of course you should be optimistic. It doesn't mean you're going to the playoffs. I will say this. That game yesterday reminded me of a game in '96 when Jacksonville went to play the Rams in St. Louis, and Jacksonville had like 500 yards of offense and somehow lost the game. And it was all this crazy stuff happened. And then they went on a winning streak in '96 at some point down the road. It kind of teams can build on games like that. And I think that's why Liam Cohen and kudos to the Jaguars video crew for sending that out. Most teams would never have sent out a coach talking to his team after a loss.
Oh, yeah, that's
great.
Right. Yeah. In the locker room, they did that on social.
That was fantastic. And so I think his message was, get the hell over this and build off of it. And I think that was smart.
There you have it. Fanatics fan questions are in. Thank you for the submissions today. We're back in a moment with a look around the National Football League after a Jaguars loss in Cincinnati in week number 2. Bengals 31, Jaguars 27. And Jaguars Happy Hour is presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Game day means it's time to get loud, get proud, and get real. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Deep Eddy Vodka brings real flavor made with real ingredients to every tailgate, watch party, and post-game toast. Handcrafted in small batches in Austin, Texas, Deep Eddy Vodka is distilled 10 times and is made with purified Texas water, real fruit juice, and pure cane sugar. Wherever you're cheering on the Jaguars, make every moment a real one with Deep Eddy Vodka, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Please stay drink responsibly. Deep Eddy Vodka is a product of Deep Eddy Distilling Company, Austin, Texas. 35 to 40% alcohol by volume, distilled from corn.
My husband, Steve, was diagnosed with prostate cancer. They only gave him months to live. That was years ago. Now, he's out there, under the tree. Nature photography is his thing. And apparently, so is catching poison ivy.
Oof, so itchy. UF Health, human progress has no finish line.
Frank Frangie here for Coyle & Sons Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports memories. Remember Morton Anderson missing a chip shot field goal that launched the Jags into the playoffs in 1996? You know who doesn't miss? Coyle & Sons Fencing. If you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821. That's 904-356-4821. Or visit CoyleJacks.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E, Jacks.com. Coyle & Sons, keeping your business and home safe for nearly a century.
Chelsea here, ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors? Right now during the Renewal by Anderson's Big BOGO event, buy one, get one 40% off, plus zero money down, zero payments, and 0% interest for 18 months. At Renewal by Anderson, our Acclaim Impact Replacement windows are built for Florida homes and designed to help you save money on your energy bills by maintaining indoor temperatures year-round. Offer expires September 30th. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free design consultation. License number CGC 1527613.
Watch the game, host your crew, or just unwind at BC Grill and Patio at Sheridan Jacksonville, part of the Marriott family of hotels. Enjoy craft cocktails, tasty bites, and indoor-outdoor seating perfect for watch parties, happy hours, and events. Mention this radio ad for 10% off food and drinks. Visit SheridanJacksonville.com or call 904-564-4772.
Play fake. Looking is Trevor. Looking. Fires to the back of the end zone. That ball's going to be caught. Touchdown. De'Ami Brown in the back of the end zone. A 9-yard touchdown pass, and Jacksonville strikes first in Cincinnati.
It's the call of the game with Frank Frangie on Jaguars Radio, presented by Coyle Fence. Since 1927, we've been around the block and fenced it too. And welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings. JP Shadrick, Austin Lane, Pete Prisco. And for 12 years, Dreamfinders Homes has been proud to call themselves the official home builder of the Jags. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all the available inventory, and go Jags. Let's go around the National Football League and hit the games from this weekend. Thursday, Packers over the Commanders, 27-18. The Ravens blasted the Browns yesterday, 41-17. This Cowboys-Giants game was incredible. Aubrey hits a 64-yard field goal at the final gun of regulation to send it to overtime, and then hits the game-winning field goal with no time left in overtime.
Schottenheimer, what the hell are you doing running a draw play on the play before the 64-yard field goal? Are we going to settle for 64-yard field goals now? What are we doing? He made it. He got away with it, but that was terrible, terrible, terrible decision.
Yeah, that was a wild one. Lions made a point and beat the Bears 52-21, Austin.
With all due respect to Ben Johnson, right? Like, Ben Johnson comes back home to Detroit. Dan Campbell goes, cool, check this out. Here's a 50 burger for you.
And by the way, do you remember way back in January, February, March, who everybody in Jacksonville wanted to be the head coach, don't you?
Yeah.
Ben Johnson.
That's right. Press Taylor's is, what, OC or QB coach?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
Ben Johnson.
Can you imagine if Press would have stuck around?
No, is Press calling the plays there in Chicago, or is Ben Johnson?
No, Ben Johnson.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah.
No,
okay. I was making sure.
Yeah, it would have been interesting.
Well, did Press call the plays in Jacksonville? Oh, nobody ever knew. You never saw
Depended on the.
That's one of the greatest mysteries of this city.
Which way the wind was blowing that week. Patriots over the Dolphins 33-27. Niners beat the Saints 26-21. The Bills by 20 over the Jets 30-10. Stop me if there's any interest in these, Pete. No?
Okay. No, the Bills are. I picked them to go to the Super Bowl. They're one of the best teams in the league.
But
there's no doubt about it.
Also, I think a storyline out of that, though, is Justin Fields coming back down to reality. Was like the fantasy darling week one for the New York Jets, and Justin Fields taking on the Steelers. And now all of a sudden he looks like he forgot how to throw a football.
But Austin, you know this. The Jets' identity has always been defense. They hire Aaron Glenn, whose identity is defense, and they're worse on defense.
How's that work? Yeah. Seahawks over the Steelers 31-17. The Cardinals beat the Panthers 27-22. Eagles over the Chiefs 20-17. What's going on in Kansas City?
Travis Kelce, man.
Yeah, you got to catch that ball.
Got to catch it.
And here's the other part of that. For the Chiefs are 0-2. They don't have Worthy. They don't have Rice. They don't stretch the field. And they went to Brazil and played a really good team in the Chargers, and then came home and played the Super Bowl champs in your own place and held them to, 20 points. You're supposed to win. I think they had like 200-something yards of offense, the Eagles. They should win that game.
I think, yeah. And right now, Patrick Mahomes has nobody to throw to. I mean, he's looking more like, Josh Allen running for his life or like Lamar Jackson. I mean, I know I have him in fantasy and he's getting me fantasy points, but I'd rather have it with his arm and not his legs so much. Like,
of course, so would the Chiefs.
Yeah. So they're gonna have to figure something out, man, because if he's running for his life the entire season, it's gonna come back to bite him.
Falcons went into Minnesota last night and got a victory 22-6, and Bijan Robinson is on the Atlanta Falcons. He's talented.
By the way, I guess we could slow down the Hall of Fame bust for J.J. McCarthy after week 1, right? I mean, what are we doing in this league? The kid was terrible for 3 quarters, has a throw to the middle of the field that was nice to Jefferson, gets a boot in the run game and play a design run for a touchdown, and throws a one-on-one to the back for where he underthrew it, and all of a sudden he's going to Canton. And then we show him up on Sunday, and he looked like J.J. McCarthy again. And now he's hurt.
Well,
he's hurt.
He's hurt.
He's gonna miss Sunday.
I think enter Carson Wentz, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think is the backup there in Minnesota.
Carson Wentz will be the backup. Will be the starting quarterback.
You know, it's wild because the whole narrative, and I really was drinking this Kool-Aid as well. Is it's O'Connell's offense. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is. He's gonna get the best out of him. Well, Sam Darnold's still playing at a really high level in Seattle. It looks like when he played the Steelers. And you see what McCarthy's doing. So maybe there was something to be said for maybe Sam Darnold isn't that bad of a quarterback, and maybe they're going to regret letting him go.
There you have it. A look around the National Football League. 2 for the price of 1 on Monday Night Football tonight. We previewed the Bucs-Texans matchup earlier, but tonight, the back end of the doubleheader takes us to the AFC West. Justin Herbert and Pete's favorite team, the LA Chargers, head to Las Vegas to face Geno Smith and the 1-0 Raiders. Who you got in Sin City?
Why are they my favorite team?
Well, I don't know. I might have spoken there. You said you like the Chargers. They're a good team.
Well, I like watching Justin Herbert throw the ball around like he did in Brazil.
The Bills are your team. I forgot about it.
I think this is going to be a tough game for the Chargers. I think it's going to be closer than you think. I think Geno Smith played well last week. They're going to score some points. But I'll take the Chargers. It'll be tight, though. It's going to be a fun game.
Yeah, I think it's Pete Carroll's birthday, if I'm not mistaken. If that means anything to anybody out there. I mean, this was I was on a breakdown video I was watching, but I'm taking the Chargers as well. I mean, I think the Chargers are a better team, so I'm going to take the better team.
Harbaugh, Carroll, the rivalry.
Yeah.
It's been that way for a while, right? Back in college when they were at Stanford and USC, and then in Seattle and San Francisco.
And
so
now,
renewed.
It continues. By the way, also another birthday tonight. Brent Reber, our fantastic producer behind the scenes. It's
Happy birthday, Brent.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, man.
He's probably like 25 or something.
Yeah, something
right?
like that. Yeah.
It's all state of mind.
Yeah, it is all state. Believe me, I can tell you it's all state of mind.
Right. All right, so we got a few minutes remaining on the program. How do you feel now with the Texans coming in this week, Pete?
Let me see. Can I wait until after tonight to tell you?
We'll have a good idea, right?
Well, I mean, they were bad last week. I'll be honest with you. I was really, we talk about offensive line play. Their line play was terrible last week, really bad. So I got to see the line play better. They're in a good spot tonight, though. Like I said earlier, Tampa's on back-to-back road games on a Monday night against a team and an opener at home. I mean, that's a bad combination. So I'm curious to see how the Texans' offensive line plays tonight.
What do you think, Austin?
I think you have the Texans on a short week coming to your home. I feel like it's almost a must-win game in the division right now. Try to get some confidence back. There was a lot of things to take away that were pretty positive from that Bengals game, but a lot that needs to be worked on. And I think Liam Cohen, if he's shown us one thing so far, it's those things that need to be worked on, whether it's the pre-snap penalties and everything like that. Those get fixed the next game, right? So I have no reason to not believe that he'll get those things addressed. You play a clean game, and I think you got a chance to beat the Houston Texans, who are going to have a really solid defense. I think Jacksonville
wins that game. I think they win that game. I'm not going to make it a lock.
You're going to lock it in?
No, I'm not going to lock it.
Pete.
No.
They were on the doorstep this week.
Yeah, I'm not going to lock it, but I think they win the game. And if they win that game, don't the Chiefs come in 2 weeks from tonight?
No, that's week 5.
San Fran?
That's week 5.
3 weeks from tonight.
San Francisco is before that.
3 weeks from tonight.
Yep. Then you play Mac Jones then in San Francisco.
Houston, San Fran, and then Kansas City. October 6th, Kansas City.
Yeah, 3 weeks from tonight.
Yeah.
So they're going to look back at this Bengals game and go, how did that happen? You watch.
It happened.
I think they win this week, and it wouldn't surprise me. The Niners game's going to be tough.
You're not going to lock either one of those. You're staying
No,
away from
not locking either one.
Boston's staying away, too.
Oh, yeah.
Great show, guys.
He's got to get into the lock game, too.
Ring camera. I have a ring camera. I see what's coming. I'm fine. I don't need to lock anything right now. I'm looking for the ring camera.
We got to get him locked.
I'm not locking anything right now.
Austin Lane.
I used to lock a game every Tuesday, every
Pete
Monday.
Briscoe. I'm JP Shadrick. Thanks for listening. Jaguars Happy Hour.